When you need to get a job done, an experimental approach can teach you a lot, but sometimes the straightforward approach is the best way to get results. So I'm here at the Langstroth Hive that we've been working to get a functional, viable colony in with a laying queen, and have gone through several steps to try to get here, and so far nothing has really worked out well. Tried to make a queen from a frame of brood, tried to put in queen cells, tried to combine with a swarm, and kept getting stymied at each step along the way. And so finally I purchased a queen, added that queen to this hive, and the bees seem to accept her okay. I found a local beekeeper who raises queens from local stock, just like I use local bees. So I went ahead and bought a queen from him, and we're just going to go ahead and introduce her to get this colony finally going. And I see one bee's already landed on here and is checking her out. Seems to be interested in her, not trying to curl up her abdomen and sting her or anything, so that looks good so far. So we're going to go ahead and set her in here and see how it goes. Well, I've got the queen cage in here, and the bees immediately took interest in it. Did not see any aggression towards her. The bees just seem all very interested in her. And when I say aggression, I'm looking for any bees that are curling up their abdomens, trying to sting at her through the mesh. Not seeing any of that at all. They know that they need a queen, and here's a queen, and they are willing to accept her. So I think it looks good. They have the candy plug in there. They will need to chew the candy plug out of the cage. Otherwise, I think it looks like they are very enthusiastic about this queen. We will just leave this there, let them chew out that candy plug, and check back on them in a while and see how things go. So I came to check on this queen that was added, and it looks like the bees had chewed through the candy plug, but the queen was still inside of the cage. And the bees were in there tending to her, feeding her, but obviously she doesn't do much good inside of the cage. So I have taken the cage out of there, turned it upside down, and just set it on top here so the bees can't access the queen through the screen. And so I am hoping that that will kind of prompt her to come out. So I'm watching here to see if she comes out of the cage. I see them trying to work their way to that screen to get to her. Never figured on having so much trouble getting a queen to come out of the cage. I guess if worse comes to worse, I'll just put the cage back and give him time. Eventually she's got to come out of there. Now that was 10 days ago when I last checked, and the bees had released the queen from the cage. So now we're going to check and see if we see any sign of brood. 9 days after the egg is first laid is when the cell would be capped. So if the queen started laying right away, we might see some capped brood. That may not be likely, but at least we should see some stages of brood, some larvae, eggs, something in there that shows the queen is active. So that's what I'm hoping for, any sign of the laying queen, or at least if we can see the queen to know that she's still there, that would be a good sign too. So let's open this up and see what we find. So we've got some nectar stored up in here, some bee bread actually. Not seeing our new queen. Looks, oh, and we have larvae, we have capped brood on there. So that is great. Got a little section of capped brood over there. Got some larvae around that you may not be able to see along with the bee bread. And there's our queen right there. So got the queen active in there, got larvae. So I'm just going to do a quick kind of scan through here to see about how much brood we might have. So we've got some cap brood on this frame. There's some cap brood there. It's got some larvae in the cells around that. And there's bee bread all around that. So they are prepared well for taking care of that brood. So that is awesome. We are underway. We went through multiple gyrations to get here, but we are finally active with a viable active colony in this hive. So finally here we are, purchased a queen, added that queen, bees accepted her, now she's laying, we have brood, we're on our way, and we've come to the end of this journey to try to get a successful colony in this Langstroth hive. So if you have watched this from the start, I sure appreciate you following along. I hope that you're celebrating just like I am that we got to this point, even though we could have saved ourselves a whole lot of steps just by getting a queen in the first place. It's been fun to try anyway. If you have enjoyed this, I appreciate if you give this video a like, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I hope I have some more interesting videos coming up that you'll really like. In fact, you might check out this one that Google thinks you'll like, and once you subscribe, go ahead and click that bell so you get notified of my next update. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.